Hello and welcome to News Across Nigeria. I'm Anne Nwawadu. On the headlines. Federal Executive Council fails to hold its weekly meeting today. Edo pensioners continue their weekly protest. And at least 10 people die in communal clashes in Delta State. Welcome. The colloquium organized by the Nigeria Labour Congress, the NLC, in Abuja today has turned into a rowdy session. A forum is organized to discuss the restructuring of the country, which has in attendance eminent Nigerians, including the Sultan of Sokoto. The row started following a comment by the former governor of Edo State, Adams Oshiomhole, who claimed that those calling for restructuring are individuals who lost elections in 2015. 2 days after the president's broadcast on Monday, in which he addressed certain national issues, some leaders of the Southwest have been reacting to his speech. The Forum of Southern Leaders, led by Afenifere chieftain Ayo Adebanjo and the former Secret Service Chief Albert Horsfall, are meeting in Lagos over the speech of President Buhari on the issues bordering on national unity. The group has, in the past month, clamored for the restructuring of Nigeria, seeking for the shaping of the country along a proper and world-acceptable standard of federalism practice. The group also says that they will be giving the position so as to help the nation focus in achieving equity and fairness in governance and wealth distribution. The weekly Federal Executive Council meeting will not be holding today. It will have been the first FEC meeting to be presided over by President Muhammadu Buhari following his return from medical vacation in London. While a statement from the President's Special Advisor on Media and Publicity, Mr. Femi Adesina, says the President will, however, receive the report of the committee investigating allegations against the suspended Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Babashir Lawal, and the Director General of the National Intelligence Agency, Ayo Oke. That committee is headed by the Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, who has been presiding over the FEC meetings in the President's absence. Suspended SGF Babashir Lawal is being investigated over allegations of violations of law and due process in the award of contract under the Presidential Initiative of the Northeast. Mr. Ayo Oke, the suspended NIA Director General, is also facing investigations following the discovery of large amounts of foreign and local currencies by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission in a residential apartment at Osborne Towers, Ikoyi, Lagos, claimed by the National Intelligence Agency. The industrial action embarked upon by the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, continues with activities in the affected universities, but efforts to resolve the dispute last week ended in a deadlock, with parties promising to resume talks this week. This next report takes a look at the situation at various institutions across Nigeria.
It's over 1 week since the Academic Staff Union of Universities embarked on an industrial action, halting activities in several government-owned universities. Even now, the situation remains the same in the various institutions across the country. Classrooms and offices are still under lock and key at the Federal University of Technology, Owerri, Imo State. Just a handful of students are seen around.
We talk about making where we work a place that is comparable with other institutions around the world. And it appears that the kind of government we have, successive governments, not really this particular one, but it appears that they just pay lip service to education. And ASU is averse to that. We don't want our education industry to continue like this.
Everywhere is deserted at the Kaduna State University. Just few students lounging at one end of the school. They are unhappy with the situation.
Actually, I feel very bad because it's just 2 months left for me to graduate and we are on strike. I've never been on strike before since 100 level, but it's like we cannot escape it.
It's a similar story at the Bayero University, Kano, and some of the students appear to be in a fix as they have been unable to travel home.
came from a far place, and for me to travel down home from here to my place is almost 10,000 naira. And in fact, I didn't have the money because I budgeted everything that will sustain me from now till when I'll finish the section, I will go back home. So really, we students, we are not happy.
The classrooms are also empty at the Abubakar Tafawa Balewa University, Bauchi, except for a few students.
You were supposed to be rounding off before the year runs out. In fact, I'm currently on my project and it has slowed down the pace of the work. And if nothing is done, honestly, we are in a big mess.
At the Modibo Adama University of Technology in Adamawa State, the campus is virtually empty. The only places open are the business centers, and they are not finding the situation funny. The calm at the entrance of the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta in Ogun State, says it all. The situation here may become worse if the Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities make good their threat to also down tools.
The governance system of our universities is poor, and it has accounted for why many a times when we complain that the university system and its quality is deteriorating. Is also because of the nature of the governance system, which we believe needs to be strongly reviewed.
SSANU suspended their strike, or JAC suspended their strike in January this year. And all what we're asking for is for the implementation of 2009 agreement.
Another round of talks between the lecturers and the federal government is expected to take place this week, and Nigerians are looking forward to the resolution of the dispute as soon as possible.
Well, joining us now to discuss the threat by the Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities is the chairman of SSANU, UNILAG, Adekola Adetomiwa. Thank you very much, Mr. Adetomiwa, for joining us on News Across Nigeria. Okay, we understand that your union is threatening to embark on a nationwide strike. What are your grievances this time?
To start with, the strike was a suspended strike in January 2017. We went on one strike for 1 week, and the grievance is about the issue of staff school. We want government to employ, rather than the board of staff school, the issue of earning allowance agreement of 2009, which have not been fully implemented. So these are the issues that is on the burning for us, that the government has not been fulfilling the agreement. Also, issue of infrastructural decay in the university. The government promised to be financing the university by grant of 200 billion every year. They only fulfilled it in 2013, and they stopped the funding thing. They've not released funds. Their budget they've not even put it in the budget. So these are issues that are on the front burner. Our national, they are considering all these things in Abuja, and we are waiting for their directive today. So, and that's why we put everybody on notice that immediately we get information, we will continue the strike. The strike has just been suspended in January.
All right. Don't you think that embarking on this strike at this time could be seen in some quarters as being very sensitive, considering the fact that your sister union has been on strike?
It is a very sensitive, you are right, but that's why we are calling the attention of government, that there are so many resources within the university. They've taken all the money is in CSA. The MBA money in CSA is over 6 trillion. And this same government, they lack ability on what to do. We also see so many refunds of money. You know, we've seen some people, they are collecting over 300 billion, like Mrs. Alice Madueke. And the money we are asking for is very little. It's not up to 200 billion for an allowance. And yet this same government that is taking several millions on the flat, private flat in Ikoyi, and some are being buried. They don't know what to do. They don't know how to apply this money.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Adekola Adetomiwa, the chairman of SSANU, University of Lagos. Thanks a lot for your time. When News Across Nigeria returned to be talking about the forfeited properties linked to the former petroleum minister, Daisani Alison Madueke. Please stay with us.